see Chen very often.
I was actually happy to see
Chen,
him.
mate. I told you it was better than puppies. You know what I mean?
You didn't say that.
I actually did. I did. Do you remember?
I didn't hear it.
Like,
Nope. Didn't hear that.
I don't know if I recall. It was pretty good. It's nice to see you know, the old Smash team doing well. That's pretty close to the old Not Today roster that qualified for Summit 2. I can't remember if they qualified for Summit 3 as well. I don't think so, but they were pretty close in the qualifiers. But it's pretty much the same group: Van as well as Mystico and Masoku, and yeah, Stinger was in the later iteration of the Not Today squad. But they're a fun group.
They are. I'm really happy to see Chen, not only because he did well, but also because he was so active early on. Like, he started rotating around very early on, was able to take on the supports of a Team Unknown. It was, I mean, it was brutal, but it was really good.
What's cool about that team is when they know that they're like really favorited and they feel like they're the better team, they pick something really aggressive. Like, we're going to bring it to them, we're going to shut them down, no mercy. That's the kind of Dota I like to watch. How are you, Slacks?
Sí, ver, gracias. Creo que hicieron un gran Chen. Era bastante bueno.
No bueno.
Something was bueno. He saw something was very nice.
I think they did great. Chen was pretty good.
God.
So what do you think they need to do next game? How fast do you think he can type on his phone?
Hey.
You know, I played Smash with Smash once.
Hey.
It was fun. He's surprisingly good.
Is he? Is that actually what he named himself after?
No, I don't think so. No. But I sort of jokingly said, "What game do you want to play?"
No one cares.
A nadie le importa.
He's really good at Captain Falcon.
He's a Falcon spammer.
Yep.
So we're actually in the draft for the other game. So I think for this game, for Team Unknown, you know what? It was our first series that we saw from the American qualifiers. It was not really, like, it was really one-sided. So from our perspective,
that was top-tier Dota out of the Americas, Shiver. What are you talking about?
Not flame
no. But it looks like, you know, the teams are just very unequally balanced. But people have to realize that Team Unknown actually did really well in their group. They were able to 2-0 a few teams. So I'm expecting also their capacity to be able to let go of that previous game.
Yeah.
And actually go forward for the next game and do better. Because are you expecting to be having a one-sided game like that again?
This could be a little bit like the SEA region where all the teams are kind of even to some degree, where like a lot of the teams that you look at that aren't as strong as Fnatic can still take games off of them. You know, maybe these guys just know each other really well because they're from the same region. You know, they scrim each other.
Yeah, that could be.
You know,
I mean, we saw the Slark ban previous game, and the Slark ban is not really typical, but I know that one of the players from eWolves actually play a mad Slark. So
yeah,
which player, Shiva?
It's I believe it's Van.
Van.
Very good.
Because in
Dios mío, la reina del enfermo dolor.
Oh my God, it's Queen of Pain sick.
You're the worst.
Can they even hear that on the stream?
Yeah, they can, because I hear it in my earpiece.
I'm positive they can hear that garbage coming out onto the microphone.
There we go.
Look at these nice aggressive heroes, though. All right, Queen of Pain.
Look at them.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder how hard he has to try not to say anything or not say anything out loud.
Slax is one of those people, if he took a vow of silence, I think he would probably just die. I don't think he could.
Can people with a vow of silence, can they laugh out loud?
That's a good question. If you crack a real good funny...
you can't make any noise, I don't think.
It's a noise thing.
If I was, you know, getting someone's doing a charity, well, I wouldn't give them money if they laughed.
Wow, that's really hard.
Mamá tomó un voto de silencio, hijo, lo siento.
Your mom took a vow of silence, sorry, son.
Great slam.
Alright.
Hey, look, it's Darkseer.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That is pretty good, hero.
This is a nice aggressive lineup, though. The lawnmower, you know, Ion Shell, Flame Guard, we've seen it.
Dude, yeah, it's good.
Mowing them down.
The Eagles are going to be rocking this one.
Silencer. You never know. It could be a... could be a value pick here.
If you have laughing out loud makes sounds. Like if you actually have a good joke.
It's about silence. Then
you use your
That's
vocal
true.
cords.
I guess it is just about. It's really just about
depends what
noise.
was in the kind of rule. You know, if you say I'm not going to speak.
I guess you can't help either.
Why do people that take a vow of silence? Why can't they have fun?
Because they.
Well, it's like a challenge.
You can have fun and not laugh. There's a lot of things I can think I can do and have a great time, and I'm not laughing.
I could play Dota and not talk and have fun.
You don't have to be laughing to have fun.
You know, you could play your PlayStation by yourself in silence.
But wouldn't you have a very
do other things by yourself?
dull life, like stumped
well,
life?
it's a challenge, Shiver. It's not like I'm gonna do this and then go out and play some beach volleyball with my mates. You know, it's like I'm gonna try not to talk for a long time. I mean, I don't know why people do it.
No.
It's a real challenge.
I would not talk personally.
Me gustaría que no hablaría personalmente.
Personalmente.
Personalmente. I love the fact that these translations are probably absolutely awfully wrong. And we're probably just insulting half the audience here because of Google Translate's...
No me gusta.
Which doctor tight?
Tight?
Which doctor is wearing tights? Yes.
Oh, he's wearing tights.
What? Is he?
I'm not sure what.
Which doctor doesn't wear tights?
No, he's got a loincloth. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Slacks. What are you thinking here?
No, I think he's witch doctor.
I thought Slacks was meant to be the expert on lore as well.
He is tight, you idiots.
That's offensive.
That's a weird thing to say about a fictional character.
That is, and
you know,
it is actually.
I mean, I don't know what you want to get up to. I mean,
Oi. Hey,
oi.
ancient apparition.
Well, there we go. I like this.
There we go. A little more of that AoE damage, you know?
Yeah, AA with the Ember Spirit. You got the whole global strat going. Ember Spirit TP somewhere, gives the old zip zap, gets the chains down. Easy Ice Blast, and that's an easy kill. We've got Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's going to get ruined. You know, Voodoo Restoration, where you at when that Ice Blast hits you and the defense goes down?
It's quite good. They've got a lot of magic damage as well. You know, a little Ice Vortex, get some of the Ion Shell action, maybe a couple of raises. Bada boom, bada bing.
Vortex Shell and Flame Guard, yeah, you're on it.
Woo!
That's a good stuff. I mean, I guess we won't expect to see the Seer in the same lane, but yeah, when the group up and start to push and the Shadow Fiend's got his mech,
it's going to
be go time for
It's going to be disgusting.
It's going to be go time.
Go time.
En general, creo que es un pico fantástico. Con suerte vemos algunas jugadas increíbles.
Maybe they'll pick Omni Knight.
What do you mean?
We don't get the English for now. PG-13.
What if he just insulted us?
A cheese cool.
What? Those 3 words cannot mean the whole length of the sentence you just did.
I like him cool.
You like him cool.
You like him cool.
Agent Operation.
Okay.
Oh.
I guess.
Clockwork's picked up.
Oh my god, he sighed.
Right.
My god, it's alive.
You broke the silence.
Yeah.
It's alive.
You awful Slacks, get off.
Okay, Clockwork.
Go on.
You know, a pretty good initiator.
You people are too stupid for this.
Que la gente es demasiado estúpida para este.
So what I really like about the clock is that previous game, we had the Wolves going, like, basically having a run at you lineup, and they kind of have that again with the Ember Spirit and the Dark Seer.
Oh yeah.
And Clockwork and also Witch Doctor are really good to try and like slow down the tempo of a fight that might be happening or of a chase.
They're not bad.
Queen of Pain has an escape, which is really good. Night Stalker, and if it's nighttime, you can run away real fast.
Yeah, I think the Wolves will take a nice like ganking roaming support, like something along the lines of Avenge. Maybe not the Venge since she's not so popular on this patch, but you know, like a good
something with a disable. I would like
a nice stunner, a nice pop in like a lion.
This is where you get a Rubik.
Yeah, a little Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
How about Venge? Then you can also swap people back.
Yeah.
Or you get yourself a Chen.
Yeah, one of your mates gets caught in the
Dude, they got an Ember Spirit. They're gonna freaking pick the Chen. Or the Rubik. I should have stuck with my first call.
Wow.
Dude.
That's still a good call.
It was still a good call. What's your call for the last?
Rubik sucks.
Oh, they just picked it, mate.
What's your pick for the last one?
You
Slacks?
suck.
Please tell us.
Pick for the last one.
Yeah, what are they going to pick for the last one there?
What are we going to get?
There's Slacks.
No, we're waiting patiently.
You got 15
seconds.
Dude, this is maybe where you pick.
Too late.
I was not going to say Storm Spirit.
I was not going to say Storm Spirit either.
Well, this is going to be another quick game. Elite Wolves are going to win this.
You know, I actually thought this draft from Unknown was pretty solid until the Storm got picked. I don't know how this fits in.
Storm Spurt.
Storm Spurt?
I don't know who Storm Spurt
is.
What's
a Storm Spurt?
So,
Storm Spurt.
Storm
Are we going to do predictions? Is it time?
Yeah, go.
All right, Slacks, who do you think's winning game 2? All right.
Okay.
YOLO. I'm going to go with the Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves are going to win this. I reckon this scoreboard's going to end 25-7. And it's going to be a 24-minute victory.
God, 27 minutes. I'll take the over on that.
Okay. Take the over on that?
Yep.
No suckers.
What?
Okay.
What?
I think he thinks Unknown.
Unknown suckers. Okay, that means that I don't have to be the
Sucas desconocidos.
What is it called? Political correct choice?
Unknown suckers.
You can't translate slang, you dunce. Suckers with
It
an
is
A.
time for our
I hate you.
potential final match, depending on how Team Unknown does. It is for the first playoff match of the American qualifiers with Ahmad and Purge.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back into game number 2 of the Elite Wolves versus Team Unknown. Of course, Elite Wolves actually having a fantastic first game. Great game to watch. A lot of fun, honestly, in terms of the stress they executed. And they just look like the better team. Well, with that, though, Unknown, they're going to be trying their best to even up the series one apiece. I'm Mott, with me is Purge. What are you expecting to see out of this game, man?
I really like the Unknown draft a little bit. They did pick up a Storm, a hero that really tanked win rate recently, but the major nerfs to the hero were in the laning stage, where Static Remnant now costs 100 mana instead of 70. So if he goes in the safe lane like this, and he's a decent hero against Darkseer, honestly, we'll see if that mana problem ends up coming into effect. But with a fast Soul Ring, he should be able to nuke out the wave a bit more. Yeah, and but I think that's where we've commonly seen Storms that have been picked. I mean, we haven't seen many of them, but I like the choice. The last pick, Storm Spirit, always interesting. Ember Spirit, is it being played by Smash? That's the real question. It is Van playing the Ember. He's actually played this a lot recently, too, instead of Smash, who, when we were around the Summit 3, I think a lot of people were talking about Smash's Ember Spirit, but we'll see how his Shadow Fiend does in the mid lane. I believe that is Smash there. And then on the other side, he'll be going up against the Blank Queen of Pain. Well, this is going to be interesting. I like the fact that Queen of Pain's mid, basically. I think E-Wolves expected Storm to be there, which, if you look at the wards on the map, they basically blocked heavily the pull camp. They committed a sentry and an observer ward to that. So they're anticipating a tri-lane safe lane. Witch Doctor's not going to get a whole lot out of this, most likely. He's going to be able to zone the Darkseer a little bit, but not massively, because he's already level 2. And Quapa's going to do much better mid versus an SF than a Stormseer would have done. Actually, a lot of damage being done to Darkseer here. He was able to get to level 2, so he has a Surge, and he's fine. This is a very lengthy setup for a gank for Z-Talk, and Smash is going to back up towards his tower, eat a tango, maybe head back to the lane, get some CS in the meantime, but I imagine this Night Stalker, as Night Stalkers usually do, will roam around. He'll try to find a kill, especially at the first night time. But this early is very interesting. Another cast going out. Is Stinger actually in this much trouble? He survives barely, but back and forth we go. And yeah, like you mentioned, Blank's going to have a great time and already getting off to a fast start with 6 last hits. But I feel like Smash, I mean, he can get back into it with a couple of stacks of his own. Level 2 dagger to harass the Shadow Fiend down. Hopefully Smash presses his taunt button less than the last game. And the guy last game. It was a different player. He might not even have the taunt. I wonder. God, I really hope he doesn't. He has it. He's got it. Oh no. Don't worry. Smash isn't. He's not that type of guy, I feel like. A bit of a. Put his observer ward down in the off lane here in front of the Ancient Apparition. I don't think they have a sentry though, so I don't think it'll be spotted. But just a little bit of stack and pulling, basically. Did they block this pole camp on the Radiant side? They saw the Clockwork out there. I think he either TP'd or ran there very fast. Okay. And they put the sentry down immediately, but he held his observer ward, which is, he just placed it now next to the lane. He's just worried about the zoning. He's just going to try to get levels. Yeah, that's, I mean, smart play. You don't waste the observer ward. It doesn't get countered. You don't block the pole camp, but what are you going to do? I mean, there's not much you could do in that situation. Look at this roam going on Shadow Fiend right now. They're going in deep. They're prepared to dive. Oh yeah, he showed actually the Witch Doctor. Up too. There's a double damage rune. They see him, and I mean, Witch Doctor doesn't even have mana to throw a stun here. Yeah. This is very, very unlikely to work. And this goes spots out Z-Talk. And I don't even know if they had seen him earlier, but they know he's there now. So this early roaming from the Night Stalker, he's not getting much in terms of experience, but he'll be able to head back top, maybe help out the Clockwork, go for a kill. Pretty common. I think the aggressive dual end of like Clock Night Stalker is actually not that bad. However, against Flame Guard and the Chilling Touch is going to be kind of rough to go into. Definitely a little rough here, but they've done such a good job zoning out Shadow Fiend this game. He doesn't yet have his bottle yet. He's about 100 gold away. And the Night Stalker, despite kind of gimping himself by sitting mid for so long, he has really limited Shadow Fiend's acceleration. It's still going to come at some point, but it has slowed down his early game. Bottle finally roaming out, or walking out to him. Van popping the Flame Guard. However, the battery cell goes just as that happens with Greedy. We try to take that Flame Guard off. Misoku's going to get voided up. They will Cog. I don't know if they really have the damage here. Cold Fit's going to go. I don't think it's going to actually latch up. Won't be frozen to... Van actually might die. Van's a little too far, and he does have the Searing Chains, but they do have Mystical coming in as well. They missed the Searing Chains, and any potential death is pretty much alleviated as Z-Talk will walk away scot-free. They weren't going to kill him either. They just don't have the damage. It's just a level 1 Rubik. He's got a lift, but that's it. Maybe if they had Chilling Touch, they'd get him, but that's about it. No way that they grab that kill.
All right, so 4 minutes into the game, and already Unknown doing, I think, a much better job than what they did in the last game. They have the Storm Spirit up to 21 last hits. He's getting essential free farm. The Quap's having a great time harassing out Smash, which you talked about, Smash. Not off to the best start, but again, he's a Shadow Fiend, so he'll head to the jungle at some point in time.
I mean, he's just gotten a rune. He got a bounty rune, which is pretty nice for him. He's flying. He's preparing to Bottle Crow again. And look at the Quap. She went 3 points in Dagger. Like, that is how focused they are on this guy. I don't see any team focused on one player as hard as these two teams focus on Smash. It's actually incredible here. And yeah, he's throwing a Dagger, but Smash is just throwing a Raise Out. And it costs a lot less for his long-term viability and skill build. Like, I feel like he's hurting himself too much with this Dagger point.
Yeah, I think that is a problem with a lot of people that play against the Elite Wolves or whatever the team they were called at the time, is that they focus so much on Smash, they forget that there are actually other really good players in the squad of Elite Wolves. But, I mean, yeah, sure, they're making some maybe minor mistakes on the side of Unknown, but they're still getting the better edge in CS. They're still doing better in terms of laning. The Ember Spirit does have 23 last hits. What does the Clockwork have? He's level 4.
Ooh, Smash might be in trouble.
Sonic
oh, yeah.
Wave. Oh, my goodness. All right, never mind. Well, I guess it worked out. They get the kill. Blank comes in. They actually had the Invis rune on the Night Stalker. He popped the Void. That'll help him get some experience, and it is Nighttime, of course, so...
Yeah, Sonic Wave took out half of his HP, and at that point, even before, especially without boots, if a Dagger hits you, they're going to run you down. So, nice kill there.
Nisko's going to back up. It looked like Z-Talker was going to head up towards the top lane. He still is, it looks. They still have that Observer Ward, so they've got some good vision. Flare will go through. Van, level 5, don't really know what he's going yet, only has 25 last hits. This just seems like a game of last hitting. That roam was pretty nice. Maybe the Night Stalker will do it again, but Daytime will be coming soon, so we'll see if they get anything else done. I don't know if they go against this aggressive or this defensive tri-lane, though. I mean, like I said, the Chilling Touch, Searing Chains if it hits. There's a lot of damage to be had here on the side of Blue Wolves. In fact, they're going to go right now. Ice Vortex, Telekinesis. This block will make him freeze for sure. They had the Chilling Touch up as well. This is without the Van Ember Spirit. He's going to come in now. The Searing Chains will miss, and he's just so tanky.
Well, if he would have landed his Searing Chains with the Sleight of Fist, he would have gotten the kill. But his Sleight of Fist was too short. The level 1 has a much smaller radius. So might be a quick cast issue, something like that. Who knows?
Nisko now getting turned on. Z-Talk just goes in, right clicks him down. Will they dive Misoku? They have a TPing in. I believe that is the Darkseer. Rotating early on from that bottom lane. Level 4 right now. A Remnant comes through. Van has Searing Chains.
Oh,
great cog push. That was excellent coming out from Greedy on the Clockwork. And now Stinger's in trouble. Caught in there. He'll go down. That is an offlaner falling to the opposing offlaner. The Clockwork getting the job done. These early ganks starting to pay dividends for Unknown.
Dude, that Cogs was game-winning right there. It basically secured them kills. It blocked the Darkseer back, it pushed the Ember Spirit out of position, and the Night Stalker stayed alive. And then they turn around and kill Darkseer. A hero very weak to magic damage. He's got huge armor, but nice. And catches the Clockwork, trying to TP now.
So they will get something in return. Kill. Yeah, Chilling Touch goes down, and they should give this kill to Van more than likely and get that last hit. He's taking a lot of damage for this, though. Not sure how worth that. I guess they gave him
Battery Assault, dude. If level 3 Battery Assault chews through Flame Guard. And also his Flame Guard's a little weak because he went for a point of Sleight of Fist here. It's usually a little stronger.
Storm rotated mid. Where did the Queen of Pain die? So Smash actually got a kill on the Queen of Pain. Storm rotated in and was able to secure the return kill on the Shadow Fiend. So
probably a gank with the Storm rotation.
I wonder how she died. She must have just got hit by a couple of raises.
Hey man, raise is scary.
Yeah,
you get double raise and you're down to like 100 HP or something like that. So definitely can happen. Headress recipe for Darkseer now. Typical mech build, nothing weird there. Rank, a little bit of a gank in the jungle.
And this go should be final TP out, no void, and stun, ready to go.
The ice, drop your boots.
Now that's such a weird play to me.
It's actually not worth it. If he drops his boots and he loses his boots, it's absolutely not worth it.
There's a number of factors too. Somehow maybe one of the creep camps gets aggroed. Actually, I don't know what the interaction with that is. Ball Lightning coming in from TP, Smash in trouble. Can't get the Requiem off. Death Requiem does no damage. The TP was canceled. I think it was coming in from the Darkseer, but now he's too busy down bottom dealing with the Witch Doctor. Already used his stun, already used his Malediction, so he's going to get chased behind the tower, but there's just not enough damage with this Darkseer. Level 1 Vacuum won't do the job. He hasn't skilled up his wall yet, in fact, foregoing the point for now.
And now Storm Spirit goes to the jungle, and he's going to get a lot of farm here, especially because the Static Remnant is mostly leveled up. Gank on the mid lane on Mystico.
Mystico gets earned up the Void and the Scream.
And they're just kind of playing with E-Wolves this game.
This is a complete reversal of the last game, it seems. Obviously, it's a little too early to say that, but they're having a fantastic start to their game. This is what you expected to see. Bouncing back, trying to force this game 3. Storm Spirit has just enough mana to Ball Lightning and get that kill onto the Darkseer.
If he didn't have a DD, he wouldn't have had that, but he does get the kill.
He's going Orchid as well. Here he is, the one Oblivion Staff. The second one built.
Smash getting ganked again. Oh, there's a regen on Quap as well. This is really bad.
Yeah, the Scream of Pain at the ready. No Sonic Wave, though. Another Void. They even use the hook shot. They really hate Smash.
They're successful at hating him this game, that's for sure.
They're putting in some great A effort just to get those kills and make sure that he doesn't snowball out of control. And I suppose he's a linchpin in this lineup of E-Wolves, but at the same time, they're also leaving the Ember Spirit to his own devices. Ember Spirit rotating, and I've seen this a lot. They just rotate, they go for early ganks, and he's going to do that bottom now as he goes for Hoshimiki.
Ooh, Mystico in trouble.
There's telekinesis. Mystico will try to get this kill before he dies. He'll actually get the assist, but still getting chased by Kotaro. Searing Chains will stop him in his tracks. He's out of mana. He can't Ball Lightning away. They won't go any further. They do see the Queen of Pain as well as the Night Stalker coming in. A Remnant out. Cogs will be right on the backside. Quap does get the kill on Mystico in the end. He can't chase after Van. Did he not have the mana for the Cogs? I thought he did.
A weird build on Ember Spirit. 4 in Chains, 2 in Flame Guard.
You don't see that every day.
Definitely not. It's almost always 4-0-4. With the occasional Sleight of Fist if they need a range disable.
Right. Flame Guard does more damage over time, and it's just generally better for ganking, I'd assume. And it's also better for pushing waves.
Probably damage over time-wise, Searing Chains is probably superior, because in every 8 seconds it does 300. Okay. Whereas Flame Guard within 8 seconds does a lot more. But it's still a big damage output, and the disable's not to be underestimated in the early game. And I think that's why he's moving around with it, basically. I mean, if he casts that on like a Witch Doctor or something, Witch Doctor just dies.
Yeah, too squishy to deal with it. Witch Doctor sitting on boots and a stick. That could all change when he gets his level 6, which will be coming soon. Speaking of level 6, Z-Talk doesn't have it either, but nighttime is coming around. Ice Splash is going to fly through. There's the Searing Chains, Sleight of Fist going in. Sonic Wave will go. They take down the Witch Doctor immediately, and the Remnant out before it gets screamed up. Smash. Requiem cancels it, decides not to go for it, doesn't pull the trigger. Ball Lightning in. TP. Kotaro going to work. Now there's the wall. No vacuum coming in. Looks like he missed it. No, he didn't use it at all. They'll take down Smash. They're chasing Stinger down, but they can't quite get him. They have no disables available to stop him from surging away, but there's the hook shot in. They want more. They get the Cogs, but no push. They'll void up to the Ancient Apparition. I'll bring him down as well. Turns to be, I think, a 2-for-1 trade, maybe even 2-for-0. I can't quite remember, but it's another fight for Unknown that's putting them in a good spot.
Well, Ember got the kill and he got out, which is pretty good. He's got kills, but his last hits are pretty low. And that's a very big difference between these teams and some of the other regions. They're just fighting all the time, like all the time. Ember could have been farming this entire time. Usually we'll see Ember Spirit just sit back passively, get Boots of Travel, and then go do something. But aggressive TP's coming in.
They're going to jump him. Oh, nice jump away coming out from the Quap. There's going to be the Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, and now TP is in a bit too far. Ball Lightning away, but with an Ancient Apparition, Frostbitten debuff, he could very well shatter. And well, the Remnant will make sure of that as Van gets a dominating spree.
That's 700 gold he just picked up. That was a killing spree, and it got him on his dominating.
Now it works.
And it was the highest net worth hero, I believe. No, it wasn't. Quap is the higher one, but that was still a huge amount of gold that Ember just picked up. He just spent his money and bought treads, and now he's got an extra 1,000.
Well, I mean...
He's actually still not maxing Flame Guard. I'm pretty blown away by this, actually. Very different build.
I'm not sure about it either.
Well, think about it early game. I guess he's not going to have as much survivability, but if he's fighting a lot and he maxes out Sleight of Fist by level 11, which is what's going to happen, means every 8 seconds he's going to be able to Searing Chain his opponents. And look how good it is at disabling Queen of Pain. She's going to be nowhere near close to BKB. Like, he could very easily get those kills on her. And most times when Ember Spirit doesn't max that build out and he goes Flame Guard, he can disable it for maybe 2 or 3 seconds. He'd have to like use his ult charge just to do it, basically. So he's going to be able to save ult charges to do more aggressive things, to dodge things, and leverage that rather than just raw damage block.
He's going for more of a, I guess, like a skill-oriented build. You kind of have to... I mean, using your W to dodge stuff is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, and so...
And it's still scary against Night Stalker as well, because he can silence you. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it's good. I would say this build is... Again, they like doing aggressive, kind of crazy, gambly things, but it can definitely pay off here.
Well, both teams do. We saw that earlier on with Unknown, forcing that Night Stalker down their throat during the daytime when he's like, what, level 1, level 2? They got the kill out of it in the end, and... I mean, surprisingly enough, I even shouldn't say it surprisingly, Unknown are looking solid this game. What does the Quap have? She's picked up a...
It's almost Orchid.
Yeah, she almost
Very
has
close.
that, and that's another silence going the way of the Ember Spirit. I mean,
he's going to have a
things.
weird mid-game, for sure. He did go treads at least, so survivability slightly higher than you normally expect on an Ember. But I feel like he really is going to have to go for a fast Manta. I don't think he's going to care, though.
Do you think Manta before...
Manta's fine for fighting, so...
I guess you don't really need the Battle Fury if you're not farming. But it does a decent... The fact that he's getting Sleight of Fist, too, I mean, Battle Fury is pretty nice for damage as well. I don't know. I'm not an Ember Spirit player, to be honest with you.
Battle Fury is definitely good for that aspect. We're going to see some trouble with Darkseer here.
Good silence. I mean, they're already dealing with one silence as it is, and it's a long one at nighttime. And they're still going. Van's going to jump in. Storm Spirit's still alive. There's the Ice Blast coming through. Misto in trouble. Boom. They hit on 3. Can they get any more? He wants to remnant forward, but he can't. C-Talk, toe-to-toe. Will he? The Void comes out? Yes. But there's the Sonic Wave. It does blow up Van, and now it's a 3-for-2 trade as Blank makes his way. And that is his full Orchid now done. It's on the stash, ready to come out through the Courier. Soku just farming top while that's happening.
That was such a good A ult. It hit their whole team, but unfortunately those silences were just a little bit too much. He tried to Remnant to go for the kill.
He remnant it in, and he's going to fight now. And they'll take down the Shadow Fiend. If they get the squad, it might be worth it. But he's got a haste through, he's so fast. He's got Blink at 1, Ice Blast. Where's it going? He's going to... Oh, no!
Good try.
Oh, just a bit more to the north, and it would have been beautiful. Not quite on point.
That was a good effort.
But that buyback, though.
He doesn't give a crap, dude. He's about fighting. He's not about necessarily having the most efficient path to winning. It's about killing people as much as you can. I mean, there is some value in doing that sometimes. It throws people off. They're like, what the hell is going on? It seems like Unknown is experienced with this because they've done a good job stabilizing against it, but fighting, man, that's where it's at. It's fun to watch. You get to see a lot of kills.
I am not complaining.
Let's go on the drum build afterwards, actually. That's very fight-oriented.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Embers skip that nowadays.
And this kind of goes and follows the path of what like a Gyrocopter would get, you know?
Yeah.
You want to fight early, you want to rotate at level 6, you want to use your abilities that you have at your disposal. And Ember Spirit has very good abilities to fight early on. It's just, he's squishy. He's fragile. He dies very quickly. He's susceptible to silences. Gyrocopter, he's maybe a bit more beefy in terms of stats, I would say, at least in terms of right-click damage that he takes. But
yeah, well, his armor is pretty low on Ember Spirit. His HP gain's not bad, 2 per level. It's actually his best stat, turns out. But once he finishes his drum, he'll be in a good spot. Oh wow, again, he's ganking. Who knew? 59 CS at 15 minutes.
He's gone top once in the past 5 minutes to farm, and I guess it's kind of working. I mean, they're not winning, but they're behind and they're just trying to find kills, and that's fair.
They baiting the Darkseer, kind of looks like.
Yeah. And there's a couple heroes ready to go on the other side. Unknown looking to maybe jump in with the Queen of Pain. They've got the Blink, they have the Orchid, they have everything they need. There's no mech yet. The cask will go, it will bounce, but it doesn't bounce. There it goes. It goes to Stinger.
Storm is an Orchid as well, by the way.
Man.
Brown boots, Orchid.
3 silences on this squad.
They could initiate here.
They will find one. Ice Blast will go through. The debuff will hit, but it won't get the actual damage. Not that it matters as a Witch Doctor as he gets destroyed, shattered to the ground. And now Smash is finally starting to split push. He's had actually a really quiet game, but again, it's a Shadow Fiend, so we'll see what he can do in mid to late game.
He's BKB rushing here. I don't know. I guess it's good because they are fighting a lot on their team. But it reminds me of, I watched a game in the China regional, and I think it was Yafet's, he was getting wrecked, and he's like, screw this, I'm buying a Midas, and he just AFK farmed.
Was that the game they played against Fantuan? Or not Fantuan,
I think it's on Fantuan.
He's on Fantuan. They played against Newbie Youth, right?
Yeah, I think so. It was one of those. And
okay.
He just got Midas, and they got a Shadow Blade, and he went around fighting. But his team was dodging fights, and I really don't expect that to happen this game. I think it's going to be all about fighting.
So do you think he's going to get involved even without the items that he needs?
That's why he's buying a BKB. He's like, okay, I want to be able to fight. If they have an Orchid, my hero is just worthless. If he gets a BKB, he's got to worry about Quap ult, but that's about it. Maybe Witch Doctor ult. But all the other disables and spells that Unknown are throwing out are not going to be a problem, and that should at least give him an ultimate.
Yep.
It's 50% damage reduction for 5 seconds. It slows his opponents. It's a great ultimate.
Yeah, and with Searing Chains, with Vacuum, with Wall, with Telekinesis, they have plenty of setup, either just for him to right-click, for him to raise, for him to Requiem. That's why Shadow Fiend's such a great hero. He's got a great toolkit in terms of just killing people in the early to mid-game. And even into the late game, he scales very well, and why he's probably picked so very often.
Rubik's been having a lot of trouble this game. He just got level 6. I think that's as a result of there not being very good gank setups on the map. It's an Ancient Apparition support. Ember, Shadow Fiend mid got kind of wrecked.
5 times, wow. This is kind of like the Ogre matchup from the last game.
I feel like he should have gotten a bit more out of the early game. He was roaming around at like level 2 with heroes that didn't have very good kill potential with him. I feel like you can't do that unless you're dual roaming or something.
The Smoke of Deceit coming out from Unknown. They want to keep the pressure up. They have 16 kills already on the board to the 9 of the Elite Wolves, and they want to find one more. Who would be a bigger target than Van, honestly?
Yeah, that's who you want to go for.
They can Darkness, and they will. They'll go for a Silence, and they will get it off, and the Void comes through. The cast will fly as well. The Death Ward, do they have the damage? The Cog push onto the cliff, and that will be enough to bring him down. And so they'll actually keep going. The hook shot coming out from Greedy, but he does get telekinesis immediately. There's the wall coming through. They don't want anyone walking through that. Cold Feet will go. Ice Blast is going to be on 2 just on 1. They get the vacuum up as well. They'll take him down. He shatters. TP away from Misko. So far, 1-for-1 Misoku in trouble. The Quap will take another one. They get the 3rd as well. The Darkseer falls. I think he tried to deny himself into the creeps, but just wasn't quite there in time. And 1-for-3 trade. Unknown keep slowly but steadily taking a lead.
That was really good pressure by them. That was the hero they wanted to find. The heroes that they were going to find jungling was either going to be Shadow Fiend or the Ember Spirit, and they got the better one. Though SF does have a BKB now. His net worth is somehow still highest on his team. That's the power of SF.
Wow. Now I think the biggest issue for Elite Wolves is that he's just not involved in any of these fights. And I'm almost sure he was waiting for the BKB.
I mean, he could have hypothetically TP'd as soon as the Ember died, but he didn't really know the follow-up would be there. And as soon as they initiated, I think it was too late to TP to tier 1.
I don't know if they saw the clockwork and maybe they thought they could disengage with you know, telekinesis and whatever Misko told, but...
Yeah, I mean, they may not have realized they had vision. I don't know if he probably rocketed over there maybe or something.
Yeah,
but
it's all ifs, ands, and buts.
Yeah, it's a hard TP to predict, basically.
Yeah. I don't blame Smash for buying his BKB. Now he could be effective in fights. And this is almost when you kind of have to be careful for Unknown. You don't expect a Shadow Fiend to come at you just with his base Necromastery stacks and all of his kit and just to destroy you. But it's happened before in the past, I think, and you have to be very wary. It really comes down to avoiding disables, avoid getting caught out and put in a bad position. Because if you get caught, Shadow Fiend could just lay into you.
Yeah. And they have enough disables to deal with it, too. You said before, Searing Chains, Vacuum, Lift. They also stole Hook Shot.
Yeah.
They also went for 4 levels of Cold Feet. I actually kind of like this build. I've been playing A little bit more recently, and it got an increased cast range. So now the range that you can cast it is very far away. You don't have to put yourself in danger to use that. So if you combo that with a spell or 2 against someone that's maybe not super escape-oriented, then you can stun somebody for 3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's such a big stun duration. Plus, so many players right now, they don't expect Cold Feet to be leveled up at all. So they don't fear Cold Feet like they used to. So if they maybe undervalue a little bit, boom, they're stunned for almost 4 seconds. And then at that point, they're probably dead.
I want to ask you a quick question. Is there ever a situation where you max out Ice Vortex before either of those spells?
Yeah, plenty of situations. And that was the old build. It comes down to having a very burst-heavy gank lineup. I think it's a pretty good build this game because of Searing Chains.
There's the Searing Chains. They didn't jump quite in with the telekinesis. That's the biggest issue, too, I think, is that Misko doesn't feel comfortable walking up. He's only brown boots. There's no way he's going to get a blink anytime soon.
They maybe
the hook shot comes through. They will find out a hero. Now it's going to be the BKB pop. They blink out. Misko gets blown up. The vacuum wall is on the deck. Death Ward doing some damage to Smash, but not much. And the Storm Spirit going to work. Van's going to get caught out as well. So Smash's first BKB reveal doesn't really accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Vac Wall missed pretty much everybody. The Sonic Wave was able to do some decent damage, and Storm Spirit just went ham.
That Quap got the blink or her BKB so fast. I thought she might die there, but it didn't happen. What really should have happened is the Rubik should have done that hook shot lift against the Storm Spirit when they went on Storm. They got the Storm to half HP. They could have gone on him there. He didn't have a BKB. They could have killed him in that fight right there and gotten their team a huge amount of gold. But they missed that opportunity. They tried it on the Quap instead, and she had magic immunity. Very, very easy turnaround once they got that BKB off.
This is going to provide even more items for Kotaro Mayama and his group of friends, as he's now picked up a point booster for what I can only imagine is going to be
a Scotty.
Yeah, that's
definitely a Scotty.
Yeah, that's going to be the item.
Definitely a Bloodstone.
Listen, I'm fine with whatever. If it's crazy, I don't care. That's actually even better in certain instances. It's fun.
Scotty is not the item for Storm.
It's definitely not. Please don't build it. But it's going to be a Bloodstone more than likely, and it's rough because I guess if you're a good Storm player, and I think this is what Blitz has talked about, you can still get away with playing this hero, but you just can't use those long jump-ins because of the change to ball lightning. It's too much. Mid lane looks like there's some action happening. Misko is in trouble yet again, voided up, and this Night Stalker has been on him all night. Van who almost ran into the Ice Blast, but Remnant's away just at the last second. Iron Charge sticking away with the Shadow Strike, but not nearly enough damage to bring him down. And Smash looking for something. I would almost think Yules on Smash could be somewhat acceptable, but he would have to go for it first, I think.
It would really help him pick off heroes like Storm and or Quap. Obviously, Quap has BKB, but they definitely have a bit of a catch problem. They don't have any stuns other than telekinesis. That's a huge issue. They've got weak disables. Like, stopping Storm from walking, it's not a big deal. He's just going to use Ball Lightning and he's gone.
I think against any other... This is pretty obvious to say, but any other non-mobile lineup, you know, they have enough disables to work with. But against a Blink, against, you know, Hookshot, against Storm Spirit's Ball Lightning, it's tough to lock these heroes down. And we were just talking about this. If they can lock them down, Smash can lay into them. But that just doesn't seem like it's going to happen unless they can catch them out. Maybe get a stolen Hookshot like we saw in the previous engagement. But regardless, Smash is going to be going for the Yashin into the SNY is what I imagine. Storm Spirit will pick up the top tier 1 tower.
And it's my deck.
Oh, and Night Stalker finally getting turned on, and Misko having a laugh saying, haha, I've done it. I finally have killed you, you bastard. You've killed me like 7 times.
And A really helps against those naturally tanky heroes. Another reason he's good. A lot of heroes that have high armor, good at roaming, things like that are picked right now. Like Ogre, Magi, Night Stalker. Well, Magic just goes right through that, basically. He's got a lot of raw HP, but his 8 armor doesn't really do a whole lot when you're hitting with all these magic sources. So pretty good burst damage here. Even the single point Chilling Touch is not bad. It's a great spell to level up, but I like his skill build. This is something similar that I do in pubs, and I really feel like it's decently effective.
His Ice Blasts have been on point too.
Yeah,
he's had a couple of really good ones. He's not going for an Aghanims. He builds a Cloak just to make sure he has some extra spell resistances. Not super surprising considering who's on the other side of the river.
It'll be a Glimmer Cape almost for sure. He's going to have slight mana problems if there's a long fight. It'll be... Alright, he's going to have mana problems if it's a long fight, but in short bursts, A usually just casts everything about once before he gets blown up. So the Glimmer Cape could give him the chance to stay alive or waste some more time on Storm.
Anything they can do to keep their heroes alive in these... I mean, it's just Unknown just bursting them down so quickly. The sustain is not there. Sustained team fight for Elite Wolves would mean everything. Sleight Fist over a long period of time with whatever spells he can get off. Shadow Fiend with his raises. There's just not that sustain, though. I mean, they have their own burst, don't get me wrong. They have the Ice Blast, they have the Vacuum Wall, but Sonic Wave, Void, Hookshot, Storm does a decent chunk of burst damage as well.
Yeah. The problem talking about their sustain, though, is that Van is about to be outcarried pretty soon here. I haven't seen a Ember Spirit that's been sitting that low in net worth for a while. Like, he got a lot of cool ganks off early on, but his items are not going to come very rapidly now. He has to rely on his Flame Guard to farm. He had Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains and all that stuff, but he's not translating in the late game. So this is basically, I think, why a lot of teams don't play like this. They say, well, yeah, okay, if you get a lot of ganks off, you're way ahead and they lose, but if you don't get those ganks off, then you have no items, and we're going to get an Orchid, and we're going to completely just hard counter you, and that's what's been happening the last couple of fights. He was like 5-1 at one point. Yep. Now he's 5-3. He keeps dying because he gets silenced, and there's nothing that he can do against Storm Spirit or Queen of Pain.
I think you and I would both be fine with these ganks had he not died in those situations. I mean, he kind of. I feel like he got a little bit careless in certain instances.
It's hard, man. If they've got 2 Orchids plus a Night Stalker, that's 3 people that can say you can't do anything.
He's already hard
for
countered
6
from
seconds.
the beginning of the game, honestly.
He was not extremely hard, but pretty hard. And the natural Orchid carriers also make it a big deal. But he's nowhere close to a Battle Fury. He's nowhere close to a Manta style. He doesn't have a farming solution in sight, and he doesn't have a survivability solution in sight, other than his raw HP. So he basically is going to have to play really far back, hope that those heroes go on somebody else on his team, and then he can counter-initiate. But who is there to go on? You've got to worry about a Rubik. You've got to worry about an Ancient Apparition. Both of those guys are now going to be playing similar to how Ember has to. Like, you can't have everybody in your team say, we need to sit in the trees and let him go on Smash.
And it's not like this Darkseer is the tankiest tier. I mean, he's got mech for sure, but...
Yeah, Darkseer is the only one I didn't name, but he doesn't have a cloak yet, so he could also just die. Yep. Like Orchid and a couple nukes, and he goes down.
Shadow Fiend with an SNY BKB is going to be your frontliner, but he's also a main source of damage too. So him going down and early on in the fight is... It's not easy. There's not many answers for Elite Wolves currently, but... They certainly could come back. I mean, again,
they could.
I mean, this is still a very, very close game. The score might not indicate that, and nor the team net worth, but there's still a lot that E-Wolves can do to actually just get back into this game. A Roche, for example, if they wanted to, they do have a Shadow Fiend. They don't have the best right click besides him, but it's possible. A couple of ganks, getting towers, and just farming their jungle, keeping their jungle safe especially. That's pretty much everything you can do in a Dota game to get back into it, I suppose. I just went down the list.
Kill Roche. Kill heroes. Kill creeps.
What else are you going to do? Sit around and not die. I think that's also another thing.
Buy Midas. Does that count?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
They messed up their smoke a little bit. Clockwork is not actually smoked, and E-Wolves is going to see him if he goes north here. He ends up going right. Actually, they see him all the way.
Ball lightning. I don't even care about that mana change. Damn, that Sonic Wave did some work.
And this is the next issue. Once Storm gets another item, he can ball from anywhere on the map and kill Ember Spirit. No matter what. At that point, you can't win. There's no way. He's just going to get further and further behind.
He needs Samantha. There's a lot of silences, and, well, it might not matter. He does get the Requiem off. The Ice Blast will go, and it'll probably kill the Clockwork, but...
Yeah. Goodbye, Clock.
Ooh, he even got hit by that frickin'
it's close.
Ancient Rumble Hide.
He was like 2 ticks away from dying there.
So that's a BKB charge wasted. A Manta that he just bought doesn't really accomplish anything. I think it was flying out to him before he could get it off.
I don't know if Manta... I guess he got Manta because he said, otherwise every time Storm or Clockwork hits me, I have to BKB. So he's like, if I get Manta, even though it's not as tanky as SNY, at least I'd have that solution. But E-Wolves is just so far behind now. There's so many scenarios where Unknown just translates the late game just because of Orchids. And it's been a long time since I casted a game where an Orchid advantage just won the game. Most players will say, it's coming, this is how I'm going to deal with it. But I feel like Van didn't do that.
But it's not just the one Orchid, though. It's the 2 Orchids and the silence on the Night Stalker that you have to deal with. Ice Blast comes through, and Storm Spirit will pick up the Aegis, which is the best Aegis carrier in the game, or one of them is.
Yeah. It also really matters that it's a Storm Spirit, not some other hero, because Storm is so mobile. He'll see you on the map and he'll go for you.
Even with that change to the Ball Lightning mana cost?
It's more mana, but it's not huge. The bigger one is the Remnant in lane that really hurt him a lot.
It made his laning phase pretty suffering,
and
which is why he's safe lane.
Before level 10.
Which is why we saw him in the safe lane.
Yeah.
And he did fairly well there. And he even rotated early, too. I mean, he was level 6. He's like, as soon as I got level 6, boom, let me go gank. And this is a consistent trend we'll see in this meta. I have level 6. Maybe I'm a carry, but I can still rotate, grab a smoke, go with my team, maybe buy drums or whatever early fighting item.
Yeah, it's really good to get your first ultimate on cooldown, especially if you have a long cooldown. It's like playing Tidehunter. You're like, okay, I have Ravage. Let's use Ravage, get a kill, and then I'll go back to farming. Oh, I've got Ravage again. Use it to get a kill or a team fight, and then go back to farming. If you do that, it really increases your GPM. I mean, yeah, you'll have to walk back from the lane to somewhere else, but it's not just your gold, that's also your allies' gold that you gank for, and your opponents will get reduced. So
exactly.
Those early ganks, like Storm did, are super effective.
I mean, that's pretty much this game in a nutshell. I mean, that's what really has happened. Actually, Elite Wolves did try to gank themselves, but, well, hold that thought. Orchid on 1, Sonic Wave onto 2, and they lose their Emperor immediately. Smash B next, doesn't even get a chance to pop up his BKB. He will actually in the end. That will save his life for now. Now the Ice Blast coming through back wall. Beautifully done. They turn it around. 3 dead on the side of Unknown, but it's 3 for 3 so far. They come back in with the Storm Spirit, and they're going to clean this up. Stinger in some trouble. Silence, is that an Orchid Silence? The Soulburn, I believe, did bring him down, and so it does turn into a 4 for 3. Could have gone so much worse for Elite Wolves.
They went equal on gold, though. That's the downside. So they didn't quite make out there. I'm quite surprised, because I feel like they're very far behind. I mean, it's a 15k gold advantage. But surprisingly, the gold distribution of a 4 for 4 there didn't... Oh, it's because the 2 most farmed people on Unknown didn't die. That's why. The gold that you get when you kill opponents is based on what their net worth is, at least partially. And since they have those 2 giant net worth guys, yeah. Oh, it's 3 for 4, actually, not 4 for 4. Excuse me. So...
They desperately need to kill on one of these 2 heroes. Storm's playing aggressively, and he can. He has that Aegis. He's got a gem as well, so... he walks right past the ward, understandably so. He was getting chased down by 2 heroes. And Ember Spirit picked up a Yasha. Did he buy anything else? I think something's on the courier. No, he actually just doesn't have anything.
He died, I think, so.
I thought he had way more gold than he has currently.
He got a Yasha. That was his upgrade since we last talked about Drum and his items that he doesn't have.
I might have only been thinking about the Blade of Alacrity. I mean, it is definitely still doable, but the net worth keeps getting more and more out of control.
That was a good fight. I mean, they got the SF ulti off, the A Ice Blast hit everybody again. If he gets an Ags, they could definitely do this.
Yeah.
Although Quap keeps itemizing, Ags up under, hookshot comes through.
Stinger's going to get caught. Vacuums him out a bit, but Greedy says, no, I don't think so. You're not going anywhere. The cast and then the ball lightning over the top, which provides more than enough damage to grab the kill, and he's now got 14 Bloodstone charges. He's not quite at that, 17, 18 mark where you really start getting that regen going, but he's in a good spot.
He's getting a lot of regen right now, that's for sure. I wonder what he's going to buy with this. Maybe Lincoln's, I guess, is probably what's going to be. It will stop the one stun that E-Wolves has. That's a decent strategy to go for.
The one stun. See you later, Misco. I've been... I don't want to sound too... nice. That's probably just a misclick. Mistype. I don't want to sound too pessimistic about, the first game, but I'm very, very, very excited to see Unknown play the way they're playing in this particular game. I mean, it's on the line. You lose and you're out of this tournament, I believe. Actually, no, this might be a winner's bracket. You lose, you go down the loser's bracket.
If it's round 1, yeah.
So, I mean, there's still a bit on the line here.
It's really big to even win this, actually, because if you win this, you're one set away from going to the Frankfurt Major.
That's right. A Peruvian team going to a Frankfurt Major is pretty spectacular.
They've always gotten so close to TIs and things like that, but they never quite make it. So that'd be really cool to see.
And it's really just usually been Elite Wolves. There was the Union squad that hit Evo on it, I think at TI 4, I want to say. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Smash and his squad have been so close. Sure, it's not TI.
They make it to summits regularly.
Oh, yeah.
They got the last 2 summits.
They're actually, I mean, they're a lot of fun, but... Well, there's going to be the Hex picked up for the Storm Spirit, so they keep itemizing. There's a Shivas now. They already have the BKB on the Quap. Look at this ball lightning all the way down to the bottom lane. He's just out of mana, though. He does have enough for a sight. He does get the vision with the Remnant. Now he's right-clicking him down. And Van is just dead. He doesn't have the armor to withstand this damage coming out from TP or Quintaro. Remnant is going to come through, but there's the pull. Will he finish him off? He will. The Remnant doing enough damage to bring him down. And even if he didn't, there was going to be the Shivas guard. So
I really don't like his play there. Like, he juked really well. But he didn't throw Remnant down. I think he just anticipated dying or something. But he could have Remnanted south and then gone for a TP or something. But he didn't. Or he could have even done a Sleight of Fist chains and then thrown the Fire Remnant because Storm's mana was so low, at least prevent his movement speed. I feel like he just accepted his death there.
That's so, and again, to use the word demoralizing, it is, because you're getting ball lightning from across the way. Now Smash is going to get caught out. He does have his BKB, but they get the Hex off as well. The Sonic Wave vacuum into the Ice Blast. It could happen. They buy back Van jumping in. They will get 1 kill. No, they can't get anybody on Unknown. They bought back 2 of their cores on E-Wolves, and they just can't find anything except for that Clockwork. Hoshi, Miki, and the rest of the squad will hightail it out of there. They're very happy with what they've accomplished. And at this point now, you really all you have to think about is let's get an Aegis and go high ground.
I thought for sure you're going to say let's get naked.
I mean, that works too. Whatever floats your boat, Unknown.
Aegis is... I don't even think they need Aegis, honestly. They are plenty strong at the moment.
Yeah. The BKB is still up for Smash, but once that, I mean, it's going to be the Storm is going to come back in and just, it's just going to do that. He's going to work with 1. Didn't quite get the Hex off, but Van will die, and that's a dieback. He's up for 72. Smash is just trying to right-click and stay alive. Hoshimiki comes in, looks a little lost, but he will throw the cask up, and did Death Ward? No, doesn't matter. Nice Fanta to keep him alive, but only for a moment longer. They'll clean up 4, and that is it. That is the GG.
All right. Game 3 incoming.
I think that was impressive. That was... I thought with this draft and the way that E-Wolves played in the first game, this was going to be... That was going to be it.
Hey man, 1 stomp isn't everything.
I know.
I just got to get that first 19 kills, and then it's easy sailing, right?
Yeah. Well,
Unknown maybe didn't do something similar, but like their laning stage was pretty even for both teams. Ember Spirit had a really good start, but then I think his itemization was off. And then they just ganked the hell out of the Shadow Fiend. Like, how many times did Shadow Fiend die at that 10 to 15 minute period? Storm ganks, Clockwork ganks, Night Stalker ganks. They just pressured the heck out of him, and he had no way to deal with it. And with Ember Spirit not being able to pull through afterwards, that was pretty much all on those 2 heroes' backs, I feel.
And with that, Unknown will tie the series 1-1, looking like a completely different team in the process, and that proves to be that can give us some exciting Dota. So we will take a quick break, guys. Remember to check us out here. Our ASUS ROG DreamLeague, of course, presenting, and it's a bit late, so we're a bit tired, but we still have a little bit more American Dota left in us, South American Dota in particular. So we'll see you guys in just a second.